Hi, I'm Matt. Welcome back to another in-home repair video brought to you by ApplianceVideo.com. Stop. Before beginning any repair, always be sure to disconnect the power to the appliance. It is also recommended to test the outlet for proper voltage. Remember to also turn off the water. Hi, I'm Matt with ApplianceVideo.com. Today we're going to be working on a Samsung dishwasher. The customer's complaint is that the soap dispenser is not opening. We have verified that we are getting the voltage from the electronic control to the wax motor on the dispenser, and it is not opening. So we are going to replace the dispenser. Also, a defective dispenser could present itself in the fact that the rinse aid portion of it will leak, which will cause a lot of excessive sudsing in the tub. That could also lead to soap suds coming out of the bottom here, which would be kind of like a leak on the unit. If the dishwasher is running, seems like the customer's filling up their rinse aid dispenser every couple of days, that could be your culprit.
You will need the following tools before you begin this repair: a T20 Torx driver, a Phillips screwdriver, and long nose pliers.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and open up the dishwasher. We're gonna remove the upper rack. You just pull it out and lift up. And the bottom rack will just pull out. And we are going to start by removing the 6 T20 screws along the sides here on the panel. Best to just remove the front 2 on each side. Once those are removed, you're going to want to grasp the panel because at this point it will want to drop down. So the final screw, sort of set it up a little bit, support it with your knee. Go ahead and remove that screw. Make sure you still have it sort of pressed up here. Fold the door up. And the bottom panel will drop away. There's no wires connected to this. Okay, now that we've got access to our dispenser assembly, just pull the cover up here. You can kind of see the whole assembly right here. This is the rinse aid portion, and this is the soap dispenser here. Basically, this is a little wax motor. There's wax inside of here. At the right time in the cycle, the control board will send 120 volts to this little wax motor here. It will actually heat the wax up inside of here, and it will expand, and eventually it will push out on this little tab here, which will drop the dispenser open. So if that wax motor's bad, you will never get that dispenser to open. That's what's wrong with this one here. So it's just not dispensing the soap. We did verify that we are getting 120 volts to this wax motor, and it's not opening the dispenser. So we're gonna go ahead and replace this. First thing we're gonna do is just pull your connector off of the wax motor. We're gonna go ahead and remove the Phillips screws that hold the assembly in place. So this is your top bracket here. You got 3 screws along the bottom that are going to hold the bottom bracket. Okay. Once that's been removed, basically you have this top little plate here that's holding the assembly in place. So you take a flathead screwdriver, just gently pry up on these two sides of the metal plate. And you have the same thing at the bottom. Once all the tabs are released, the whole assembly can drop right in through the tub. Okay, now we're going to go to the inside of the unit. Okay, now we're inside the unit. The reason we left these two wires connected is because there's actually little locking tabs on the connectors. So what you need to do is take a pair of needle nose pliers, stick them kind of right up in there, and then squeeze down, and that will depress your locking tab, and they will slide off. If you try to just pull them off, they're extremely difficult to get off. So do the same thing on the other one. Get up inside, depress your locking tab, and pull it off. Okay, we've got our new dispenser here. You see along the sides here, these are the little tabs that your little metal plates will actually lock into when this gets pushed through. So if you remember, we did have to bend them down when we removed it. So before we install it, we're going to go ahead and sort of bend these tabs just a little bit towards the inside of the unit so that they do lock in place when it gets pushed through. Be careful, these are very sharp. And you want to make sure that your new dispenser does have the gasket on there. If it does not have this gasket, you'll need to transfer it from the old dispenser, but most of them come with a new gasket. Now when you put it in, just make sure your little lever for the soap dispenser is on the bottom. Soap dispenser is on the left-hand side. So you just take it and press it right in there. You'll hear it lock into place. Just check your flap, make sure it's opening all right. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and close the door and work from the outside. Okay, now that we've got it in place here, we're going to start by installing our top bracket. Go ahead and set the bracket in. These screws are not magnetic, so it's easiest to kind of get it started by hand. You want to make sure that they are fully tightened, because if they are loose, it will leak. You can see as that was pulling in, it locked out that tab there. You may hear that when you're putting these brackets on as it starts to pull back in. Put our bottom bracket on, same way as the top. kind of tuck this cover up under the insulation here to get that out of your way. All right, now that that's done, we can go ahead and hook our wires up to the rinse aid dispenser. Doesn't matter which wire goes to which terminal, you're just completing a circuit. And go ahead and hook your other connector up to the wax motor here. Once that's done, flip your cover back over, and we're ready to reinstall the front panel. All right, now we're ready to go ahead and reinstall our front panel. We got little tabs on the board here that correspond with the slots on the panel. Just go ahead and okay, once you have it set into position, basically you should be able to lift up on it and see that you'd fill the gap there. And that's going to let you know that it's set right. So just basically let it drop just a little bit and kind of rest. Fold the door open, pull up on it, and you should see your screw holes kind of get aligned. And just hold one side of it with your hand and get your bottom screw in. Once you get the one side done, go to the other side at the bottom. Get that one in. Once those two are in, you got your tabs at the top, 2 screws at the bottom, so the panel will stay in place. And just go ahead and put your other 4 T20 screws in. All right, now at this point we'll just put our racks back in, and that's going to complete your repair.
Thank you for watching another quality video brought to you by ApplianceVideo.com.